in a full heart. I love people like you. We all wrap around each other with all our love. That's a bond that can't be broken. And the power of our wisdom and knowledge and healing can't be broken. Hard for a man to stand up to truth and deny it. So you guys are a powerful force to be reckoned with. I love that. Sediment in the urine means that, oh, 132 nice? 132? Absolutely. When you see sediment, those are the acids. Those are the acids. And you will see the lipids coming out. This was LabCorp, and they now are adding mucus threads. And I just saw a urinalysis where it's cloudy, and there's some mucus threads seen. That person is lucky. Now they can kick it up, and they can really get something done. So yeah, good advice. Good advice. You can see sediment coming and going there. But as you get your kidneys more and more and more, you pretty much see it most of the time. Okay, here's the proof is in the pie. Pie. Got to be apple crisp, chocolate homemade. Oh, I shouldn't be talking that. We're talking about carob pie. And you can have apple crisp. Summit Medical Group. Osteochondritis. Bone chips of the elbow. It's been 3 years. Got new job. Got swelling. I think it's one of those times to cut. Anybody comment? Absolutely, man. Again, you're talking about the lymph drainage through the axillary lymphs and out the kidneys. And so whenever you have acidosis of tissue, you're going to see the bone decaying because you're going to see the loss of calcium. So you are going to see the deterioration of bone structure. You want to do no protein, I guarantee you. That's phosphorus. That'll just break up bone matrix even more. So you really want to stay away from protein. If you really want to try to get that lymph moving at all costs, clean those kidneys and adrenals. If you want to pump some good bone regenerative things, make sure your parathyroid is in line. That might be an issue here with you as well. You're not utilizing calcium, therefore your structure is decaying at a faster rate. Move the acids out of the tissues to stop that. Get your parathyroid up so you can start utilizing calcium. Hit the kelp. Hit a lot of the dark greens if you want. Alfalfa high in calcium. They're all high in stuff. They're all good. But so is your fruits and berries. Don't forget those. And go down that road. We have a bones formula. Or go out and use horsetail, comfrey. I don't care what the FDA says. They can't. Comfrey's an old herb used for generations. Nobody ever got hurt from comfrey. I mean, this is the kind of intrusiveness that I won't tolerate. And we should never tolerate our governments to do that. And we only have certain tools to put a force up. Again, channeling God and letting God do it. That's the thing. But I can get passionate, don't you think? You know, because that's the game. That's the game. You get passionate about your creation, but you're detached all the while. Don't get lost in your creation. I just started all this stuff. You mean the herbs? I'm having a real hard time with all this. So much info. You keep saying that we must see sediment in the urine. Well, I never have really looked at my urine before I started this raw food diet. So could someone explain what the sediment should look like? Snow, snowflakes, dandruff. Then those little things, those little plastic things with a clear plastic cover, and they got Santa Claus or something in there. You shake them up and you see all the snow. That's what your urine should look like. Mucus threads. Pee in a jar, you'll see mucus threads like little worms. Lots of sediment. Clear is clear. This is iced tea. See how clear that is? It's amber, but it's clear. There's nothing in there. If I took a sugar packet, and raw sugar, and opened it up in there, and dumped it in there, or stevia, and dumped it in there, you would see all those little granules going to the bottom. That's what your urine should look like. Don't get upset. You'll be doing good. Raven. Is this Raven woman? pH disagreements. Because some base their efforts on researching the alkaline ash, some on the pH of food itself, some based on, I'm not sure what you're saying here, and some on a combination of the above. What many don't realize is that due to the different levels of acidosis, some individuals are so depleted and reserve alkaline mineral salt. Absolutely there, Lion Man. I mean, there's so many factors. And you just gave a good one, Lion Man. I mean, how dehydrated, how acidic are you? It determines how well, how fast you can create this very anionic medium, which is an acid dehydrated coagulated medium, into a cationic or a base chemistry, at least power punch, that helps to move, break up, and get this stagnant river of lymph moving. Because we don't realize there's a filtration system to the lymph system, that the kidneys are the big boys there. So's the skin. So I sometimes think it's better if you put all intellectualism to the side and you just eat your fruits, berries, and melons and your salads and not worry about the pHs of things. It's true that, and the only thing I can say is like pineapples, and they're real acidic fruits that if they're not allowed to ripen nutritively on the tree or plant, they will be acidic, more acidic. And that's one of our biggest problems with thinking citrus. We downgrade the citrus fruits because of our growing and picking procedures, not for the quality that they offer. And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that our farmers are in a brain fog and that they're not standing on the quality of what they do. If they stood on the quality that I stand on my herbal formulas, we would have food that would make us go into ecstasy with every bite. Because quality, your love as a grower into your foods, your soil, and how you talk to your soil and build your soil up. I mean, and you let them ripen as much as possible. And the gift from you as a vehicle for God to say, here, enjoy this beautiful orange I just grew for you. My trees are in love with growing you beautiful food. You're gonna feel really good eating that. Farmers are in it for the money nowadays. This is Balance Beauty blog. I have two cases for which the input would be immensely appreciated. Okay, let's look at them. She has two cases here, or she. I never know which one, so forgive me here. One is a 38-year-old male with excessive sweating and a 39-year-old female with unplanned pregnancy. Yeah, you want to be careful with our female reproductive formula if you're taking that and you're on birth control and you're having fun, because women have gotten pregnant on birth control taking our female reproductive formula. It's like, oh. So anyway, it's 38-year-old male. Now what happens when we talk, let's see, he has mild to moderate sleep apnea, has frequent insomnia, and sweats buckets. I mean, sweating is like nothing else. He has a reduced sex drive, blah, 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 blah. I suspect that the pineal gland has to do with the sleep issues, but the apnea is all congestion in the esophagus, voice box, throat, larynx. I mean, this is all congestion. So once he moves the sinuses, cleans the esophagus, and cleans this mucus out, he won't have sleep apnea anymore. That's easy to go away. Same with snoring and stuff. But why would you sweat? Is that tied to congestion? Absolutely, isn't it? In what way? Well, what's your skin? Your body's third kidney. So when your two main kidneys aren't filtering, guess who else has to? And if he's sweating buckets, that means his kidneys are sitting there not filtering too much at all. So this is a serious issue, and of course he's backed up in the GI tract, esophagus, and probably sinuses. So he really has to detoxify himself, go after those kidneys and adrenals on this case, and then when you see his sweating going down, you'll start to see filtration in the kidneys. Then he'll balance out with his sweating, and everything is good. And you'll also save him from future hell, moving his lymph system and up here in the head area. Really important to do that one. The 39-year-old female is newly pregnant with an unplanned pregnancy. You know what? Then I would just detox basically on food. You know, one thing you could take when you're pregnant like that, you can take like the superfood blend and give you a lot of nutrition. You could do Parasite M a little bit and kind of clean the fungus out of everybody, including the fetus. You could do any endocrine gland formula, definitely would be good, and enhance the endocrine glands of the fetus. Kidney formulas can be done. I just reserve lymphatic formulas, but a lot of women pregnant have used lymphatic 1. But I would be very cautious with that. Just who knows? We've never ever seen a problem. But I've always thought if a fetus is weak and you're detoxifying, the body's going to yank it because nature does not support weaknesses. Nature terminates weaknesses, so new ones can come in. If I'm a new soul coming on this planet, don't give me a sick little body. Give me a strong body. I'll wait. This lady had anemia. She's had speech difficulties as a young girl. All right, so you could go, and I would advise this on her, upper circulation and brain and nerve. This is really going to increase the abilities of that area, and it's going to translate into the fetus as well. You're going to have a fetus coming out writing calculus. But I would go that route and not over detoxify her. Let me see here. I was talking about iridology here, and I don't think that came in on this last video that I recorded. But some iridologist, sclerologist told this lady that she had worms. She had a worm. I'll see if I can find that. And I have to say that has to be German iridology, because if you said that to Jensen, he would just hang his head in shame, because you can't see worms and parasites as far as we're concerned in the iris. It's like you can't see cancer cell. Anybody looks at your eye and says you have cancer, maybe the FDA should come in and whap them upside the head a minute, because that's a lie. Only a pathologist can actually stain a cell and tell you that it's a cancer cell. So these kind of things are egos and things like that. She might think she can see worms, but now this lady's all freaked out. Now let me see if I can find this, and I'll comment on this more, but don't freak out. If you think you got worms, stay on the Parasite M&G or other parasite formulas, I don't care, until you don't see them anymore. We had a lady in here today with a lot of roundworms, and she just has to keep going, and keep going way past the time you see them in your stools, because you'll come out in your stools. And then make sure you go past the hatching season and everything, and you get the little ones too. Sounds good, don't it? Was it the Essene Gospel piece where Jesus fasted the person, then set their butt in a pan of milk, and then took the tapeworm by stone? I don't know. Thanks and I hope the comments dewormed. Yeah, deworm yourself. That's all you got to do. Let me see. Now, this is the one that's using this machine for pain, but I'll tell you this, you got to get in and remove obstructions, no matter what you're using to control pain, whether it's acupuncture, acupressure, therapeutic touch, any of these TENS-like machines, doesn't matter. You still, and one of you made this comment that went along with what I was saying, you still must, it was on positive thinking. You still must remove the physical obstruction. I don't care what any positive thinker thinks. You still have to remove the obstruction to have remedy. And that's what you have to do here with your pain. Remove these acid obstructions. Going on that the body's feminine, and so the joint pain was emotional pain. Well, clean up your emotional body, and I guarantee you'll still have it. The weakness is definitely in the adrenals. That does translate to the emotions. So yeah, fix your adrenals, and if you're emotional, you can clean the emotions out, but